So Nottingham Forest just sacked manager Steve Cooper, a man who a lot of fans were fond of, and he's replaced by Nuno. He lost his first game against Bournemouth, but won against Newcastle. Can the man, however, keep this up? And do you guys want to get some kits like this one? An insane replica for great prices? Visit Soccer Deal Shop. The link is in the description below. And if you use MWS10 in the checkout, you get yourselves 10% off. As today's objectives are going to be a little bit different to usual, of course. With Forest, the rules are to win the UCL title, but here's where it gets difficult, because you might not understand it at first. We've got to only sign players randomized by a specific thing we do with our shortlist. So, the first things first, before I explain what I just meant, we've got to rearrange this squad, as this is the best team we can make, and you can see mostly our highest rated players are in the team, as we've got the highest of 81 with Sangare and Vlachimos. On our shortlist, we've got to find players that we'll personally like to sign, but none of them can go over the rating of our highest rated player. So we can have 381 rated players on that list, but also we've got to have 375 rated, as Hudson-Odoi is that rating, and he's the lowest in the squad. As I've created an example right here, we have 375 rated that we've picked out. These aren't the ones that I want to pick out. And then we've got 381s. We can have players in between those ratings, and at the end, we can sign 3 players overall, randomized by the phone. But a good thing that we do have is complete control over keeping our team, really, and we can actually pick some players that we want if the randomizer lets us, as unfortunately this kind of rebuild does knock Ilanga out of the team. But Gibbs White, I do trust to maybe make a right winger, as we shall train him up. It's going to take 25 weeks, which is longer than expected. One thing I didn't expect as well is the sheer amount of players out on loan. Wow, none of them real world beaters, but there's a lot of players here. I believe Oi Joe is quite decent for Norwich City when they're on it. We've got John Joe Shelby. Lewis O'Brien was left in limbo regarding his transfers. And we've got some decent centre-backs. Jonathan Panzo isn't too awful. And before I guess we get started on our mighty scouting mission, we've got our youth players here. I mean, Jake Fry's okay. Promoted him anyway, just for promotion's sake, but there's no one else good enough. And after kind of figuring out we need another winger, a left back and a centre back, this is the list I've managed to put together. We'll start with the 381s. We've got Elias Shaqiri, we've got Galan, and we've got Sanchez. I think he could train to be a winger. And then 75s, we've got Hartman, Meslier, and Ampadu. Try to go relatively young. There's a couple of players in the middle, and we will see who we get to sign from this bunch. And with this list between 1 and 15 players, I've randomized it. I'm going to click it right there, and we've got a number. I can't even see that. It's a number 5. It's a number 5. There we go. So the 5th player, and we're doing it in alphabetical order, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've landed on one of the 81s. Extremely decent player, that. Especially that he's in the position we needed. Javi Galan. Welcome to Forest. Fair to say as well, budgets will be manoeuvred with. Only this once, we've made ourselves have 500 million, and of course, it's not really realistic, but Forest don't have a spending cap. It's time for generation number 2. This time, we've gone ahead and got the number 3. And this one's Steven Bergwijn from Ajax. I mean, been in the Prem before, of course, with Tottenham. As my weird depiction of Nuno with actually brown hair instead of grey welcomes Bergwijn to the training ground. But of course, we know we're not done there, and I'll show you this way. I realised it's better to actually show you guys. Number 11. There's only 13 players, so we've got to go to the bottom. 1, 2. It is another left back. You see, this is where problems lie with this kind of rebuild. There we go, Borna Sosa in the club. I mean, you could argue I could just take the left back off the shortlist, but no. Once we set and show that shortlist, we can't alter it. And there we go. The 3 players have to be in the squad. Not in the reserves. That's another rule I'm just going to add to this rebuild. But we've got a team set for now. Also, no one under the rating of 75 now. So the next time we sign, we'll have a higher bracket to sign from us. Arsenal are the first game, and the result, we win! Gibbs White gets in their Forest. And halfway through, I think we'll lay off actually making a signing, depending on where we are. I hope we're not low down. Of course, we're out of the FA Cup. We've got bloody Manchester City, as we're 8th. Wow. That's really blown me away, that has. Nuno doing a job back in the Premier League. His ex-club Wolves are down there, 13th. Bad sacking him. Tottenham, though, above us. As the team looks like this, there is a lot of unhappy faces, though. Oh, dear. It looks like it's not going well. Gallan playing. Bergwijn. Oh, well, no increases between the two of them. Looks like players want to change position, and we'll do that just there. Not much from Awonyi. Has he scored many goals despite the rating? Really hasn't gone up, and it looks like we've lost a few loan players. I don't doubt that, as he's got 12 goals in 22. He is kind of the reason we're up there. And hey, Steven Bergwijn, what a result from him. Elanga +1, but again, I don't want to put him in the team because we might have the case of signing a 74 rated player. And we're not making any signings in that last window. As 8th position, I'll tell you what, I'll take that. And I'm not talking about the band, I'm talking about that position. I mean, we're nowhere near Manchester City, top of the league. Fully take it. Is that Conference League? We'll have to wait and see, as no bother checking the FA Cup. City are in the final. That means they beat us. Carabao usually do well in this, and we were beaten by Barnsley. Really hope John McAtee didn't score, as we've got to look at his team. Right, 83 rated's in it now, so we have the chance next season of signing an 83 rated player. The problem is Gallan stopped playing and Sosa started. Don't understand this really, and I mean, one of our 83 rated players is getting old, so he'll have to go down. We're relying a lot on Ibrahim Sangare. Unless players' ratings go up or we get a youngster 83 rated, that would be good, because then, of course, we might have a chance of getting a higher player the season after. If you're still with me on this randomised signing thing, I thank you a lot, as I thank Taiwo Awonyi, 21 goals in 41 games. Steven Bergwijn with 9 and 12 assists for Anthony Elanga, 75 rated. Will he actually work his way in the team now? Because he is joint with Hudson-Odoi. As season number 2, the academy is still alive for now, and we found Jasper Gregory. Maybe, if he really hurries up, he could fit in the squad. He isn't promotable just yet, and we should have a huge squad. Forest always do, but we had a lot of players out on loan, and we'll be doing a lot of selling. And before anyone says this isn't cheating, but I realised Joe Worrell 74, McKenna 74, Bolly 74. We had no good centre-back, so Sangare is slotting in there just so it takes the minimum rating in the whole squad to 77, which is Danilo. And that means we can sign, of course, a player between 77 and 83. And positionally, I think we need a backup striker. We can't use Lionel Wood at the moment because he was brilliant against Newcastle. I'd like a central midfielder again. A right back maybe on the list, and definitely a centre-half, of course. And as for the shortlist this year, you can see we've got 3 83 pluses, but they are all over the age of 30. My days was it hard to find just a normal aged one, as then we've got Kyle Walker-Peters, Odriozola, and Ampadu as the lowest rated. So we've got a young midfielder and then a right back, as our position in the team I really want to replace is a right back. There is 18 players on this shortlist, so we need to try and whittle that down. The first random player, is that 15? Back to alphabetical, and 1, 2, 3. Is it Elise? I think it's Elise. We've seriously managed to look out there. Mikel Elise, Crystal Palace were relegated, so hence why there's a lot of players from them on my shortlist. What an addition! And that's only the first one, as the next randomized number, that's number 9. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Santiago Jimenez. We've got incredibly jammy. Just look at that man as well. 23-year-old 82, 22-year-old 80. If we're in Conference League, which we haven't checked, this is very good. As I might actually save my third signing till January, because it'll give time for them two players to increase. And we haven't hit continental success. I don't see us hitting it this year as well. So harsh on Elanga and Gibbs White. But Elise's in, Jimenez is up front. And we're going to go straight with that. I know you can definitely see we've got a weak right back option. So Sosa will come in out of position. And we haven't got that centre half. But we will readdress in January where we hopefully get a good last randomized player. Surely we can't get better than last year. Surely. But we start off with Fulham at the City ground, of course. And there's a lot of players not had a pre-season. And it shows with a draw. But Jimenez and Dominguez, all the Ezzers, scoring for hopefully a success full season. And how are we doing? Ten Hag Manager of the Month. They're giving him the pity vote again. As it's 14th. It's a big fall off for Forest with a better team. 16th is Fulham. Oh, we really aren't doing well this year. And for the team that we have, we shouldn't be as low as we are. I didn't even realise we've now got an 85. So our pull with our randomised signings is going to be a better pull. Danilo not improving in the middle, but not to worry because Gibbs White will thread through, going to Cam. And now the bottom rating is 78. And we've got one more random shot with 85 rated players now. We've got Marino and Lenormand in there. Reece James, we need a right back, hence why Gitruida is an 83 rated. We can only choose one player of the ratings in between. So 183, 182, 181, 180, 179, and then we've got too many 78 rated. Deleted some, as you can see right there, but it's time for the generator. It's number 4. And of course, we only get one signing. So going 4 down, it's David Hacknote from Feyenoord. I'm not too disheartened about that. Another centre-back. Of course, we said we were lacking there. And I'm very happy with that. A left-footed one as well at that, as 86 rated now, Sangare. Must have just snuck up, as this team definitely needs to sneak up the table. And I look forward to seeing what our team's like. But come end of the year, we've lost in a final of the FA Cup. Really not nice. As in the league, you can see 10th position. So we clawed it back. No danger of relegation, but not challenging top 6. And it has to be said, we've been a lot higher up with a lot worse teams before. Then again, we aren't really in control of this team as much as I'd like. So maybe the players aren't gelling, just like real life kind of a bit, because the board just bring in randomers and it's not stuck for them. Sangare, highest rated though, 86. And I'm pretty sure Gibbs White was at 79 still. He was the lowest in the team, and yes, it's 79. So it's going to be a difficult challenge. But Jimenez, 18 goals, 8 assists. Right, we've got a striker in there, although that isn't as many as Taiwo Awoniyi last year, but then he's only got 8 this year. I think is an improvement. We've just got to hold a little bit on him. Bergwijn doing well, and Elise definitely could be better, especially than Lewis O'Brien. Even better this year, we have the chance for the second time, like we did with Galan, to hit a high-rated player, as Sangare is 87 overall. Phenomenal. Jimenez needs to keep on scoring goals for us, and as for the team, it's got to be a midfielder we put on that list. Hopefully an 87 rated one. And fullbacks especially, as Sosa's still out of position. Academy as well, I hate to say it, but Jasper Gregory, you are not going to reach the first team, my friend. And same with us and Europa or Conference League football at that. We know we have to be a lot better this season. So let's find some better players. And we've got some very high-rated players in this list now. You can see Ousmane Dembele, Tushan Mendy, and Kai Havertz are the men we've found. Yes, it's very difficult to find 87-rated players, as we have a lot of other decent ones, though. We've got the 79s right here, but now we're into season number 3. We don't want to be hitting those. We want to be getting a good number here as the first number. Number 1! I got excited for a minute there, but then I remembered it's alphabetical order. And we've hit Zakaria Abdulakal. Here he is. We've got him in. He'll sit on the bench, but I'm not too happy about that one. Come on, we need a better name this time round. This time, it's number 6. And that, on alphabetical order, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, will be Reece James. I will take that. He's a huge improvement, especially in the back line. And screw it, I'm using all my signings in the first window, as that one's 11. I have no idea who this is, but we'll see. It's Josip Sutalo. I mean, we could move Sangare further forward again. Oh, but it's not really possible, actually, because he's fully trained up there, and plus we don't have a CDM. But if we change it around to this, it takes Bergwijn out of the team, but Elise in Cam. We've got Sangare, Hanko, Sultalo as the defense. We've also got Niakate on the bench. We don't have a striker on the bench in this, but we've got Galan, who was a left wing-back predominantly, and Reece James, who can play right wing-back. It makes sense. Also takes Gibbs White, the lowest rated out of the team, as Wolves up first have an interesting lineup. They're 5 at the back as well. I've got to feel confident about our chances, though. And it's a draw. Jimenez and Sotalo, another debutant with a debut goal in season number 3. And after making all our signings, our team sits like this. We're not getting much out of Dominguez. Why is it playing Danilo? They're in the same position this game sometimes. Ellis as well. He's an attacking midfielder. He takes 2 more weeks to train. Just play him there. I mean, it's not too bad, though. 5th position within a Champions League grasp right here. If we could bring it over Man United, I'd be one happy bunny. The Mark Goldbridge derby, as I didn't check ratings of players. Who's his highest? It is Ibrahim Sangare. No, of course, surprises right there. I expect more out of Reece James, though. He is still getting played. And Santiago Jimenez, top scorer, 14 in 22. Awonyi is partnered up with him, but still, even with the games he's playing, he is lacking goals. And 2 weeks later, there we have it. It seems like Dominguez has actually played as well. Nice one. Elise in cam, Dominguez in CDM. Let's try and get a UCL place. And end of the season, Nottingham Forest are on that march. We finished 2nd in the Premier League. 2nd, Man United, Goldbridge derby, overcome. What an occasion. FA Cup. I mean, Goldbridge will get a laugh in that if they lose to Aston Villa. I'm only joking, as there's Manchester City winning the Carabao. Now, I want to see what the ratings in our squad looks like. We have an 89 rated player, Insanity. We could do with another striker alongside Jimenez, another midfielder, and another left wing back. I think I might try and find 3 81 rated left backs, because Gatan is, or Galan is it? Yeah, he's getting older and he's actually leaving the club. So yes, left back is crucial. Sosa, I've just checked, has a transfer request in. As Santiago Jimenez, 34 goals and 13 assists in 45 games. Phenomenal from the ex-Feyenoord man. As Taiwo Awonyi with 10 and 41 games. Gibbs White with 10 as well, and his rating hasn't gone up 1. Then again, Reece James hasn't, and he's got 8 goals from right wing back. And of course, we ended season number 3 with a look at the players. Now it's a look at the potential ones. We've got our 389s matching the rating of Sangare and Enzo Fernandez, Jules Koundé, and of course Allison. 3 different positions is what I wanted. As for the 81s, we've got a decent striker in Tel, but there is them 2 left backs in Angelino and Caio Henrique, as I have a feeling we'll hit one of those. 2 players that can play wing back as well, as Galan is still 82, and you might have seen I have put a focus on midfield with those players that were in and between that list, because I'd love a player just to replace Dominguez and just to replace Mangala. And I want our team set from the off, so the random generator is gonna go, and it's gonna be a 6. Who's gonna be number 6? Who is gonna be number 6? We have hit an Enzo Fernandez. Unbelievable, Jeff. Can you believe we dragged this man to Forest? I mean, Chelsea and Forest, kind of similar wavelengths in the league at the moment, but this is an unreal one. There he is, getting his new number 7 from Nuno Espirito Santo, and our Champions League hopes just grew tenfold. Gonna move the Dominguez position further forward, and he's going straight in there, of course. Actually, no. We're gonna do this. He's gonna go forward. We've got Fernandez and Mangala at the sides, and I've just realized, of course, we did lose Galan. Of course, he went at the end of his deal, and does that mean Williams comes in? Just realized as well we lost Sutalo, but we can't dwell on that. We've got to sign another player. Don't think we've got any centre halves. There's number 7. We've got 3. We've got 6, and we have hit 2 of our 89 rated. 2 absolutely top quality Premier League signings. Now you might think, of course, signing from another Premier League club, it is hard to find 89 rated players bang on. Please allow it. Especially in the positions we wanted, as he's quite old as well. I mean, he's only cost 30 million and he's 89 rated. Now as well, I wouldn't mind hitting one of the backup strikers, or of course left backs, as that is that's number 2. And number 2 will be Mathys Tel. So one of the lowest rated from 2 of the highest. But he's only 21 years old. and he can grow. And this team, it's a Champions League squad, even though we did lose Sotelo, and the bench is quite weak in terms of defenders. But wow, we've got 389 rated and some very good up-and-coming players still. And we're going to see how far we can also go in the Premier League as well as Champs League. We've got Brighton first. We beat the Seagulls with the team we have. We hammer the Seagulls. Not sure that's very ethical, as Jimenez with a hat-trick and Ellis with the other one. And despite a loss to Burnley just behind us, we are 4th in the Premier League after that start. Now, Atletico Madrid always have close games with us. Porto, we know what Porto can do to us. If you've watched the channel before, they're the only team that bloody beat us in the knockouts, as Sturm Graz join at the bottom. And how's it cooking and looking? Good looking? Yes, it is. It is 3rd so far. I mean, joint on points with Man United, a point above Arsenal. We're in for UCL action next year. Of course, if we don't win it this year, which we love to do, and we are through. It was Porto going home, but you can see they put up a fight. 2nd in the group. We would have had Spurs if we came top. Don't know what I'd rather have out of Spurs and Dortmund. Probably Spurs, just for no reason. Definitely not a bottling reason. They never do that. Team-wise, we've got some 80s in the team. Oh, but Matthias Tell isn't getting played. Same with Mangala. Who is it playing? Is it playing Dominguez instead of him? That's just weird, because Dominguez is actually out of the position. Mangala is in position. This game really messes with my head sometimes. Just for the UCL campaign, I'm going to drop a Wanye in there, because he's been here a long time. He's got sharpness, and he hopefully can do it. And here we go. Dortmund, they've got Højlund up front, who scored 1 in 15 games. Brilliant achievement. Make a lot of jokes about Man United, which I shouldn't do, because it's come back to bite me. Højlund scores, and Dortmund win the first leg. Hilarious how some things work, but we do have another leg. We've got to go away to their place, and Højlund took what I said personally. With 10 men, Højlund scores a hat-trick, a Wanye and Niakate's goals, 2 originals in the Champions League. Don't do enough though. We're out of the UCL. And end of the season, it looks like we might have just snuck in there again, you know. Finishing 3rd above Man United, Tottenham as well. Both on 70 points, we were on 72. It's been a close shave, as the team is really not looking happy, to be fair. It knows it should have done better in the UCL. Wanye's now 83, so he's had a good season. And it's Niakate who's going to be the lowest point of signing. 82 rated. We need some centre-halves, actually. 91 is the highest we can go, though. One of the world's best in Ibrahim Sangare. I mean, I think Forest fans would take it. Same with Enzo. And, of course, Allison, who will be going down this season. We've got Santiago Jimenez with a transfer request. This has still scored 28 goals. He knows how to be professional. 25 for Taiwo Wanye. 17 for Elise, who's 88 rated. Wow, under the radar. As under the radar is Enzo. 12 assists. And here we go. If it wasn't obvious already, Academy's been shut down. Because what is Nuno going to do with kids when we've got a team that is that high rated and in the UCL? I'll tell you one thing he's got to do. He's got to get signing, as we've got to sort out this list. Because we know we need centre-halves and we can't have 81 rated. And to make transfers interesting this year, I'm going to go big. I'm going to change the rules or slightly bend them. Araujo is the only 91 rated, who's the highest we can get. We know we need a centre-half, as the other 3 are the lowest I can go for. So it is, of course, going to be only 1 signing for this final season. And we've got a 1 in 4 chance. As here we go, randomising it. We'll be on alphabetical order, as the number is number 3. And who's 3 on alphabetical order? It's the second best, the youngest 82 rated in Jordan Bayer. Meh. We didn't hit the Araujo, but Jordan Bayer, I think he's definitely an improvement on Niakate, and that completes the back 5 and team for this hopefully final season. I mean, Champions League, that is a rule I've just decided to set. Once you get really high rated players, you've got to still make it challenging. Take that risk a bit. And the first game, to test our bottle, I can see Millwall's in our league, but Manchester United. We're going to test how we're going to be. Come on, we're a Champions League big team, and Rashford's still scoring, man. How unrealistic. I mean, we've started the league off very well, actually. we're second. And, I mean, we got a chance at Araujo next season. But for this, Leipzig, Nice and Besiktas, we should come out on top in that group. And let's go for it. And what's it looking like? What's it looking like? It is 6th, right. It's not too good. 29 points is what we're on. But usually when you do well in that, you do better in other competitions. Bristol City in that one. Carabao, we're not in it. I don't care about the Asian Elite Trophy. It is the Champions League where we have Juventus. And that means we did come top of the group, winning every game. Jeez, and I mean, Leipzig's got Barcelona. We didn't have an easy run, whoever we had. Were them two in a group together? Really? Yes, they were. That is incredible. Or should I say incredibly unlucky. We know, of course, we can't make signings. Not even in this second one. Bayer's gone up by 1, is that? But look at his team. We've got 90 rated there, 90 rated, 90 rated. That many 90s, I can count them on 3 fingers. And here we go. No more stalling, of course. Talking about how we can't make transfers. We've got a very good team to play. Defense, though. Van Veen, of course, not injured for once. And we make the most of actually him playing James and Elise. Don't mind that from our right-hand side, as we need it to repeat, of course, again. They beat us, but Lemar missing on penalties gives us the advantage that we desperately really needed right there. And the next round, Tell's old club. Can he tell us any details about them? Bayern Munich. Got past the first round this year. Can we get past the second? A lot of unhappy faces, but it's not an unhappy result. But of course, we can't have a repeat of what happened in Turin, or away from Turin. Awonyi, though, one of the originals, is playing very well in the UCL. And I tell you what, the hard games don't stop with that team. PSG. Do it, though, please do it. Go on, win. Oh, a draw. It was a lot happening there for PSG, but not a lot in terms of the result. Mbappe missing a penalty and missing for the second leg. You know, this is a huge chance to make a final. Duranville slotted in. Will inexperience cost the Parisians? Yes, it will. 4-3. What a clash. But Awonyi, Jimenez with a brace, and Duranville actually was better than Mbappe in that first leg. A brace for him. Doesn't matter, though, as Nottingham Forest are in the UCL final. And who are we going to be facing? It's at the San Siro. It's Manchester City. It's the toughest of them all. Seriously, though, our run to this final. We've had Paris, Bayern Munich, and Juventus. All 3 best teams in their, of course, respective countries. We have done very well for ourselves getting here. We haven't lost a game in the group and then beating them 3 teams. Need to go one better still, though. As in the Prem, with random signings, well, we need to win this game. No questions about it. We are 6th. We will not have UCL football next year, despite how well we've done. We will not have a trophy. Have we won yet? No, we were beaten in the final, weren't we, years ago? Man City winning that. Carabao, no chance. It will literally be 1 trophy if we win this game. Come on. Allison on the decline, but the rest of them on the up. As Forest have been on the up. Can they do it with the randomized squad you see in front of you? Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Sangare right there in the tunnel. He's got to keep Haaland quiet. They'll have some decent players, but Bernardo Silva was at PSG. He won't be there for City. That's 1 key loss. We will have to be at our very best to beat these citizens still, though. Despite they'll have some different players, of course, and that's not the stat we wanted, Reece James. They have a good team as well. I had a lot of their players on the shortlist at one point. The shortlist I didn't show you, as that's a brilliant ball through and a big save. As City have a big chance. I genuinely think we should be 1-0 down from that. I do. Laporte. Why is he still at City? It's Araujo. Of course it's Araujo. If a centre-half was to score, it's the man that we was going to sign before we chanced it. We didn't work out for it. And now he's got to go in the UCL final against us. That's a brilliant start, isn't it? To our UCL, well, I'm going to say campaign. It's not. It's the bloody final. Our campaign has been spotless. But apart from this, where we, against a team in our country, we can't do it. Premier League showed we don't like playing English teams, and we are English ourselves, of course. That's got to sharpen up as Jimenez. Can he put that ball through? That's a brilliant ball. Taiwo Awonyi to level the game. He wasn't missing that. He's been on fire, has the, of course, Nottingham Forest real-life player. A lot of credit has to go to Jimenez, though. That ball that he slotted through, past Laporte, past number 14, whoever that is, and into the bottom corner for a level game. Good stuff so far. We need to just keep going though. And I tell you what, right idea from Mangala in the middle. That is a great tackle as well. The man was going to the wrong side of him. He juked him, but then juked him with the tackle as Enzo was through. That's got to be a penalty. That has to be a penalty. Rauho actually got back to block as Rodrigo moving infield. He's a good signing, is that, for the Citizens? Don't see De Bruyne. And come on, is that Callum or Tommy Doyle? I don't know who it is, but it's into Musiala. And it is 2-1 City. It's another midfielder goal, and that is hurtful. Or actually, not another midfielder goal. We've had a goal from each position on the field, which is quite funny, that. But what's not funny is the fact we're 2-1 down. We need to come back from this. Enzo playing a ball straight through to him, and as you know, can we get an instant response? Taiwo Awoniyi. Awoniyi allowed to turn. Awoniyi hits the post. Almost the instant from him, and he's been our best player, but at halftime, we're 2-1 down. I'm kind of confused how we are. We've had a lot of the ball today, and I just don't understand how they're getting them gaps through the middle. Allison with a big save. Make sure they just don't go through that little gap. But Haaland through the middle. That's surely handball on our part, but the referee giving nothing. Awoniyi letting it spin past him, and this is where we have to break. It is Hanko, our centre-half, running forward, and I tell you what, that move from Laporte wasn't very helpful, because it sent Jimenez through on a yellow, and how has Rico Lewis done that? No mistake on Jimenez's part, he did very well. It was literally the pace of Rico Lewis, but the ball is around him this time. It's into Sosa, it's into Jimenez again. Why is he passing that? Just can't get through them, but Hanko again. He's been quite a good defender as this Hanko dude. Into Taiwo Awoniyi. That's a good pass onto Jimenez, and this must be the chance. Miguel Olise doesn't make any mess of that one. What a goal from our attacking midfielder. 2 apiece in this big finale. Not short of entertainment, and it's another midfielder this time. Our number 8 running through and blasting it past Ederson. No chance for the Brazilian shot stopper. Now we just need to try and kill this game off. Could we win this? Because I tell you what, with a better team from the goal they scored, and we're still the better team now. That was a ball looking towards Elise, coming of course from our wing back. We need to get back because they're going to be coming forward. Jordan Bayer, the man we signed instead of Araujo, with a brilliant tackle far forward. And Awoniyi, that's a brilliant ball into Elise. That's... Oh, he's gave offside. I thought it were a penalty. He gave offside. I was about to say it's very well worked from Elise. It was, apart from he was just too far forward. And Haaland, stay at home, Allison. I don't want you coming and claiming that. Shot down his throat. We'll take them shots at our goal all day long, but it might not be all day long because it might be penalties. The way the game's going, we can't break them down for another goal. However, in the last couple of minutes, Sosa has duped his man. He's run into the middle here. It's the left back into Elise again. What a save. How does Elise not have 2 goals? I'm going to whip the ball into the box as well this time. And that is way too easy for Ederson. 2-2. What a game for a UCL final. Seriously though, we need to win this before penalties. I mean what I said about running out of time. It's completely possible, although we continue to dominate. Apart from Haaland's shot, can we whip that ball in? It's towards Jimenez, who wins the header. Close, that one. And we'll use the short corner technique this time. It's back out to Elise, who should be able to hit these, and he does. Come on, keep this up, lads. Keep this up, you Reds. Into Jimenez this time. We tried to whip it in. Jordan Bayer takes it on his knee and takes it through a body of players. A corner again. We'll keep taking this. We will, as it lands to Bayer again. Into Sangare. That's hit a hand in the box. And that, my friends, is a penalty to Nottingham Forest. Huge mistake from little Philly and Foden. And I don't know. I don't think it's a penalty, actually. Can't call it a mistake if the refs got it wrong. And this is a huge chance to make it 3-2. Jimenez has done everything but score. But now he does. He gets the goal doing the Alan Shearer celebration. One hand aloft at the San Siro. 3-2. No way he was missing that opportunity. Blasted top bins. Jimenez has the keeper in no man's land. Going the wrong way, Ederson, mate. Wrong way. He went to the other side. Great timing on the goal as well. Now we're into a second half of extra time where we've just got to defend, although we kept playing well, and that's a horrific tackle from Bayer. Keep to how we were playing, and it was actually Sosa with the challenge. One of his wing backs. We can lose him more. Werner centre back. How has he got the room like he did there? Sangare with a big block. That is a game-winning tackle. That is a man-of-the-match winning tackle. Although we've still got to defend. And Erling Haaland scores a header. I'm sure this happened in the last game we played, or the last episode we played Manchester United or Man City in a final. Head's gone. I'm scrambling. 3 apiece. Some game, which is, of course, destined for penalties now. It has to be. It has to be, although Reece James with a run into Enzo. That is a horrific ball, Enzo, but Awoniyi, if he's onside, which he was, should have scored. A fantastic header from Ellis to even set it up or think about setting it up. Got a couple of yellow cards, which I don't want to lose a man late on into this game. Take it to pens now, because we're not going to do it. There we go. That's another one. Or not, because advantage was given for 2 seconds before penalties is announced. And it has been a while since we've been in this position. It has been a while. Jimenez, just go to the corner you went to before. No juking Ederson this time. We're going to stay to where we are. Haaland, saved by Allison. Calm down, Max. Calm down. It is now Elise's turn, and I'm going to go the same way. No, we're not. We're going to go the other way. I don't know why I changed my mind last minute as I was speaking absolute waffle. Rodrigo, it is 2 saved from Manchester City. Awoniyi, I'm going to smack it down the middle. I am going to absolutely hammer that. Advantage Forest. Come on, if we could clean sweep Manchester City on penalties. It's Allison. It is the same way every other take has gone, and now it is business time for Enzo Fernandez. We're going to try and go low with the penalty. And it was very, very low. It was not top cornered at all. Valverde, still a chance to win this for Allison. And he has done it. 4 saves, or 3 saves out of 4. That's getting it right. And Allison, who is off screen celebrating somewhere, wins the Champions League for Nottingham Forest. We're not going to be watching the lift because it skipped it with the penalties. Instead, we've got the bus parade. Brilliant from all those players involved. Champions del mundo, as Messi or Argentinian players would say. Absolutely brilliant. Man of the match, Allison, just for the penalties. Yes, he conceded 3, but just for the penalties, he won us the game. As if you want to see some more masterclasses from goalkeepers, etc., etc., click subscribe. There's a lot more on the channel, and I will see you in 2 days' time anyway.